Los Angeles, Bellator has announced plans to host a year-long Grand Prix heavyweight tournament in 2018 featuring 8 of the roster's biggest stars, with the winner becoming the new Bellator World Heavyweight Champion. The Bellator MMA World Grand Prix 2018 heavyweight tournament will air on the soon-to-launch Paramount Network. The star-studded list of participants includes newly signed Quinton "Rampage" Jackson, 37-12, Roy Nelson, 23-14, Chael Sonnen, 30-15-1, Frank Mir, 18-11, King Mo, 21-6, 1-NC, Fedor Emelianenko, 36-5, 1-NC, Matt Mitrione, 12-5, and Bellator light heavyweight champion Ryan Bader, 24-5. Spanning multiple events and locations throughout 2018, the 3-round tournament allows for matchups never before thought possible and will ultimately crown a new Bellator heavyweight champion. Previously, Bellator president Scott Coker orchestrated the most recent successful heavyweight tournament in mixed martial arts with the Strikeforce Heavyweight Grand Prix that spanned from 2011-12. Matchups, dates and locations for the single elimination Grand Prix will be determined shortly, as will tournament alternates who will be available to fill in due to any unforeseen circumstances. A 5-fight veteran of Bellator MMA, Rampage's legendary career has seen him compete against some of the top names in the sport, generating a loyal army of fans along the way. The former Pride and UFC champion is the proud owner of many epic highlight reel slams and knockouts that he has racked up throughout his epic battles with the likes of Chuck Liddell, Dan Henderson, King Mo, Kevin Randleman and, perhaps most notably, his trilogy with fellow Bellator athlete Wanderlei Silva. Fighting out of Las Vegas, Roy Nelson made his Bellator debut earlier this year with a hard-fought victory over JV Ayala following an 8-year, 19-fight run with UFC that saw him earn wins over Mirko Cro Cop, Antonio Rodrigo Nogueira, Bigfoot Silva and Shia Congo. Big Country also memorably defeated the late Kimbo Slice and later went on to win Season 10 of The Ultimate Fighter. With 19 of his 22 career wins coming by way of knockout or submission, the longtime fan favorite looks to add a championship to his impressive resume. Chael Sonnen spent the majority of his 44-fight career with the UFC and WEC, a run that saw him defeat former middleweight champion Michael Bisping, and compete against the likes of Jon Jones, Anderson Silva, twice, Rashad Evans, Shogun Rua, Demian Maia, and Brian Stann. In addition to his in-ring action, the West Lynn, or native has mastered the art of being in front of the camera, having done broadcast work for both ESPN and Fox Sports. Following a 3-year hiatus from active MMA competition, Sonnen returned to the cage against Tito Ortiz at Bellator 170 in January and then went on to defeat Wanderlei Silva in the main event of Bellator, NYC. Frank Mir joined Bellator earlier this year following 15 years under in the UFC, where he became a 2-time world champion, collected 16 victories and defeated the who's who of heavyweight contenders, including Brock Lesnar, Bigfoot Silva, Antonio Rodrigo Nogueira, and Roy Nelson. Fighting out of Las Vegas, Mir set numerous records while competing with his former promotion, highlighted by the most fights, 27, victories, 16, and submissions, 8, in heavyweight history. With 14 of his 18 career wins coming by way of knockout or submission, the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt will now try his hand in Bellator's heavyweight division. King Mo will again fight at heavyweight and look to build off his success within the division following recent wins against Satoshi Ishii and Shia Congo. The winner in 9 out of his last 11 fights, the 36-year-old will look to claim heavyweight gold in 2018 and add to his championship collection that already includes a Strikeforce light heavyweight title. The Moneyweight fighter owns additional wins over Linton Vassell, Gegard Mousasi, Roger Gracie, and has split a pair of bouts with Rampage Jackson, with their series tied at 1 win each. A former Pride champion, the last Emperor is one of the most revered and respected heavyweight fighters the sport has seen. Stone-faced and quiet, Emelianenko boasted one of the most impressive unbeaten streaks in the history of MMA, not losing a bout between 2001 and 2009. A multi-time world champion in MMA and Sambo, Freda recently returned to the sport after a brief hiatus, accumulating 2 decisive wins since his return to action and competing against Matt Mitrione in an instant classic at Bellator, NYC. Matt Mitrione remains poised to make an impact in the Bellator heavyweight division following 3 knockout wins since signing with Bellator in 2016, including a first-round KO of Fedor Emelianenko at Bellator NYC this June. The Illinois native and standout defensive end at Purdue University earned all Big Ten honors in 2000 and subsequently earned his way into the NFL, where he played 6 seasons as a member of the New York Giants and Minnesota Vikings. Mitrione ultimately found his way into MMA, where he became a high-level competitor, defeating the likes of the late Kimbo Slice, Derek Lewis, and Gabriel Gonzaga. Bader will make his 3rd appearance for Bellator and first since defending his light heavyweight championship at Bellator 186. Fighting out of Tempe, Arizona, Bader began his professional career on an impressive run, steamrolling the competition en route to a 12-fight winning streak and winning one of the most competitive seasons of The Ultimate Fighter in franchise history on Spike in 2008. Darth continued his path of dominance by collecting 15 over some of the 105-pound division's top talent, including victories over former world champions Antonio Rogerio Nogueira, Rashad Evans, as well as 2 wins over Phil Davis. Currently riding a 4-fight winning streak with victories in 9 of his past 10 bouts, the former 2-time NCAA Division I All-American wrestler from Arizona State University will look to become the current 2-division champion in Bellator MMA. Bellator Heavyweight Grand Prix participants. Bellator World Light Heavyweight Champion Ryan Bader, 24-5. Fedor Emelianenko, 36-5, 1 NC. Quinton Rampage Jackson, 37-12. King Molawil, 21-6, 1 NC. Frank Mir, 18-11. Matt Mitrione, 12-5. Boy Nelson, 23-14. Chael Sonnen, 30-15-1. About Bellator. Bellator is a leading mixed martial arts and kickboxing organization featuring many of the best fighters in the world. Under the direction of veteran fight promoter Scott Coker, Bellator is available to nearly 1 billion people worldwide in over 160 countries. In the United States, Bellator can be seen on Spike, the combat sports television leader. Bellator is comprised of an executive team that includes top industry professionals in television production, live event orchestration, fighter development, relations, venue procurement, sponsorship creation, development, international licensing, marketing, advertising, publicity and commission relations. Bellator is based in Hollywood, California and owned by entertainment giant Viacom, home to the world's premier entertainment brands that connect with audiences through compelling content across television, motion picture, online and mobile platforms.